Necessities Network and the Fortress of Nerditude. We're broadcasting in glorious nerd person point of view. I'm Michaela. I don't normally host the show, but Bridget can't be here today, so here I am.
Welcome to hosting. We are mixing it up a bit with Bridge being gone.
Hosting duties feel a bit different than other duties, but I like it. It's a different angle on the set.
I'm going to let you do some awesome hosting, Miss Michaela. What are we doing today?
Well, we will tell you some stories from the nerd side, wax poetically about local geeky events, play a round of which Seuss said that, and I'm going to see if I can become the honorary cooler host for the rest of the show. I will be guessing on where on the virtual screen am I.
Will she or won't she? I screamed. I'm down with that. We will have a cool guest today. Squee runs Girls Who Code at the Denver Public Library. We'll interview her and then she can tell us why this joke is funny.
Okay, I want to do the next part. Now we'll tell you some stories. Roll it, production crew.
Good or bad, everything has to come to an end. Take the show Mythbusters, for example. The Discovery Channel show about scientists proving myths to be impossible, or plausible boasted an impressive 14-year run. The end of the show is leaving some people wondering, what's next? After 14 years of proving people wrong, the cast and crew must step aside to seemingly leave the myths to just pile up day by day. Adam Savage is taking this especially hard. You can now find him on YouTube alone in his garage, building things like a puppy car seat or a makeshift spacesuit from The Martian. When asked if he would ever leave his garage, he replied, "Not until someone gives me my own show again." Okay, he didn't really say that, but come on, man, you gotta get out of that garage and live your life.
It's the Beatles invasion in the Caribbean. It has been announced that Sir Paul McCartney of the Beatles fame will be joining Johnny Depp, Jeffrey Rush, and Orlando Bloom in a fifth installment of Pirates of the Caribbean movies. The studio is being hush-hush about Sir Paul's part in the film. The only thing the directors have revealed is that they have gone back after their initial shoot and added a big extra set piece that is built around McCartney. I'm not sure what the scene is, but I know what I want to see. An epic 18th century battle between the Black Pearl and the Yellow Submarine. It could totally work. Ask anyone who's seen both Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides and the 1960s animated Beatles film Yellow Submarine. They both take place in that universe of weirdness that only makes sense to people who've been up for 48 hours straight and the writers of Adventure Time.
Mini spoiler alert, I'm guessing Harrison Ford will not be appearing in the next installment of the Star Wars franchise. Okay, that's the bad news. The good news, he will be appearing in Indiana Jones 5, slated for July 2019, release directed by none other than Steven Spielberg. Wait, or was that the bad news? After watching 2008's Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I'm a little perplexed as to whether this announcement is good or bad. Indiana Jones has always been one of my favorite fictional characters, intelligent, charming, tough, and intriguing. I could never seem to get enough Indy. It's time I put my foot down. After seeing him survive an atomic blast in a refrigerator in the last film, I have finally been able to say what I never thought I could say before. I've had enough, Indy.
With Scott Kelly being successfully sent back to Earth after spending a year in space on the International Space Station, NASA continues to roll out the big news. One of the news is being the Mars mission InSight is now rescheduled to launch in May of 2018. After trying to hit the mark of a December 2016 launch, NASA retreated, citing stubborn leaks in a vacuum enclosure housing a key instrument as the culprit for the delay. Another bit of news is that NASA has also announced that they are hopeful to start sending people to Mars by 2030. So if my calculations are correct and stubborn leaks seem to constantly be delaying everything, NASA's right on track to send people to Mars by, 2060, 2059 perhaps.
Michaela, why do you always have to be so cynical about how long it's going to take to put a person on Mars? Shouldn't we be directing our attention to something that's going on here and now, like pollution, for example? What can be done about pollution? Marketing and tech company Digital's LBI has a solution to our pollution. Well, maybe a step towards a solution for our pollution. Introducing the Pigeon Air Patrol of London. Using plume air sensors, the little gadgets on the birds' backs, and GPS tracking, the Pigeon Air Patrol will monitor ozone, volatile compounds, and nitrogen dioxide. Any Londoners who want to find out how bad the air pollution is in their neighborhood, they can tweet at Pigeon Air for an air quality update. The mighty pigeons have done it again. First mail carriers, then World War II heroes, now pollution fighters. Where can they go wrong? Oh wait, that reminds me. I need to wash my car. Some dumb flock of pigeons totally made a mess on it.
The Bibliomat vending machines are making a comeback. Created in 2012, the book dispensing machines started sprouting up with one goal in mind: to provide a random used book for the fair gamble price of $2. The fad seemed to die instantly. Now, thanks to America's recent obsession with hipsters, the machines are back and really packing some diction. Be warned, not all of the books in the machines are bestsellers. You might be dropped a hot edition of Dental Advice. That isn't some clever play on words. Actual dental advice. Here's some advice for anyone who has yet to pass one of these peculiar machines. Go to a yard sale instead. More often than not, you won't just find kooky books, but some kooky people with some kooky devices for about a nickel. Or 2.5 cents on Sunday.
Where is it possible to freeze nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide all at the same time? Pluto, of course. The solar system's exoplanet is making some pretty big news for itself. 8 months since NASA's New Horizons spacecraft had its quick close-up look at Pluto, scientists are reaping the scientific rewards from the bounty of data the spacecraft collected. Scientists expected to see a boring cratered ball, but instead saw different regions of frozen elements like nitrogen and methane, along with the possible volcano or two. Pluto, we want you back. I always loved you. Maybe I didn't show you enough affection. Maybe I didn't give you enough attention. You look great, by the way. I missed you. I guess you don't know what you've got till it's gone.
I once heard a realtor say, location, location, location. Let's move on to some topics regarding our location. Local events. Production crew, take us away. Greetings, programs! The robot revolution is here. While the MCP has not yet cracked the military's codes, this Museum of Nature and Science exhibit still harbors an unprecedented army of robots and information on the dawning of artificial intelligence. Get down to the museum and see it before it leaves town, or before it takes over.
Mile High Magic is a full-length documentary about Magic the Gathering debuting this month, focused on the game and the people who play it, from the avid hobbyist to the tournament bound. Check it out, March 31st at the Sea Film Center.
The Denver Art Museum is hosting Samurai, a collection of authentic samurai armor from the Anne and Gabriel Barber Mueller collection. Functional artist costuming at its finest. Open now through June.
Arts Brookfield presents Scrounged, an exhibition of works created with recycled and repurposed materials. Modern art made from multicolored beach sandals? They got it! I wonder if there's anything from Fantastic Four promo materials. Open through May.
Want to see a bunch of adults take the stage and embarrass themselves? My Teenage Angst is a unique show in which members of the audience take the stage and read directly from their diaries. Bob the teacher totally wrote about having Powerpuff Girls as idols. Tanya the construction worker, she wanted to put on the dark cape and be Batman. And Tim really regrets his spray-on tan before prom. April 6th at Lanny's Clock Tower Cabaret.
March has been National Women's History Month, and there's no better time for Landmark's classic film series to return with great lady showcases as the focus. Continues through April when the series spotlights even more epic ladies. Pam Grier, Elizabeth Taylor, Cher, and a certain Fonda Tomlin Parton. Trifecta. Wednesdays at the Esquire Theater.
It's time for the 2016 Lego Building Contest. This year's theme is Historic Denver, featuring creations representing the people, events, and buildings that made Denver great. Drop off your creations at one of the 26 Denver Public Library branches between April 10th and April 16th.
If you have a creative block as to what makes Denver great, you can always build something in honor of the best show in Denver. Also at the library, Girls Who Code continues to meet weekly. It is an after-school program for girls in middle through high school to learn computer science in a collaborative, engaging, and intensive manner. Working with women who work in technology fields, we'll be learning Python, building websites and games, and all other kinds of things. I hope to see you there.
Final event at the library, you can submit files for free 3D printing at the Idea Lab. All printing is done with PLA, a corn-based bioplastic. Time to get those little props ready for Comic-Con. Please only do jobs that take less than 2 hours to print.
Over at the Voodoo Comedy Playhouse, you can catch Dork Improvised Dungeons & Dragons. It is a completely original show that will put you in the thick of battle. In your party, you have the wizard, the warrior, the rogue, and the cleric. You get to determine their fate. Featuring oversized D20 dice, foam, swords, and more NPCs that you can shake a goblet at, Dork will tickle your funny bone while you're fighting off kobolds.
If you're interested in any of the events, check out their websites for more information. When we come back, Una Amara and I will play What Seuss Said That.
My name is Robbie Cheney, and my goal in life is to become a filmmaker.
Am I just pretending?
I have been interested in making movies since I was 11 years old, when I first started watching bonus materials on how movies were made. I wanted to get into the Colorado Film School when I was ready, though I had a hard time getting there. And that's when I heard of another school that has a video program, and that was Emily Griffith Technical College. I am good at how things in the program work, from cameras to editing. I have learned how to set up a good sequence in a video and how to work in a television studio for a broadcast.
Art walk in Tennyson.
The best projects I have worked on was a news report about a social gathering doing an art walk.
So nice.
Another project is a non-profit video about Dare Coffee, a coffee truck that hires young adults with autism to find and get jobs.
Thank you.
I am a creative artist behind videos and feature films. I have been told by many people that I am really talented at my work. Well, not that way, like. And that is my goal, to have a recognition and a passion for my dreams.
Back, nerdlings and nerdlets. We are here playing the game Which Seuss Said That? It's going to get pretty real up in here. We are going to get shown a quote up on our lovely monitor. And we are then going to discuss which book by Dr. Seuss we think that comes from. And this is not a challenge between the three of us per se, but a challenge between us and our ever-endearing production control. So, let's get real.
I am lucky to be what I am. Thank goodness I am not a ham or a clam, or a dusty old battle of gooseberry jam. I am what I am.
All right, so we've got 4 options here.
We've got green eggs and ham, the Sneetches and Other Stories, Happy Birthday to You, or You're Only Old Once. Well, I've only read 2 of those books. I've only read Green Eggs and Ham and the Sneetches.
I feel like that's a Sneetchy thing.
I don't think so, but it did say ham. But
yeah,
I feel like they're trying to lead us
I
off.
don't think that was in Green
I
Eggs
don't
and
think
Ham.
so. But I don't think it was the Sneetches. Oh, wait, maybe it was the Sneetches.
Because they were doing the
So it's like
stars.
the
The
whole-
Sneetches were about the
Yeah,
stars.
about like the discrimination thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the
I
Sneetches.
feel like it's the Sneetches.
Sneetches.
Sneetches?
Where we go with
We're gonna-
Sneetches?
Okay, but like, see, the producer's tone in my ear made me doubtful, right? Like,
A little bit. But I still, I
should
wouldn't
we
know
just go
about the
with
other ones.
Sneetches?
I would just go with Sneetches.
Oh, why not?
Sneetches.
Sneetches.
Oh.
It was
Okay,
happy
it was
birthday.
happy to you.
They have just informed us that it was happy birthday to you. Yes, all right, for the next one. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down here on the bottom we too should have rights. And that was either The Cat in the Hat, Great Day for Up, On Beyond Zebra, or Yertle the Turtle.
I know this one. That was absolutely Yertle the Turtle. That was
I
one
was
of my
going to say
favorites
Yertle
as
the
a
Turtle
child.
too.
Yertle the Turtle, my friends.
Yay!
Woo!
Proud of us.
We look so good right now. Rocking it. All right,
50%, we got this.
50%.
All right, the pool is too small, and you might think as well as know it. When people have junk, there's the place that they throw it. Here's the place that they throw it. And that's from One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, McElliot's Pool, Hop on Pop, or the Lorax. I'm guessing it's McElliot's Pool.
That makes me like a tad nervous though, because it seems too obvious. But like,
But also, Luigi's motion there, kind of.
that's fair, Luigi. Luigi.
So I'm going to go with McElliot's Pool.
All right. Any objections?
No.
Woo!
Proud of us.
Luigi is on our side. All right.
All right. Look out, I see a mop. That is either 10 apples up on top. Marvin K. Mooney, will you please go now? Hooray for Diffin Doofer Day. Or I had trouble getting to Solo? Something like
All
that.
right. I have
I've
read
only
none
read
of
one
those.
of
I
those.
have neither. I have not either.
None.
Nope. So
Mop rhymes with top.
let's go with that one.
Mop rhymes with top. The first one. Woo!
Yay.
Mop rhymes with
Rhyming.
top. Got us somewhere.
Yes.
Well, it's Dr.
Good.
Seuss. Rhyming is a pretty good guess. Kid, you'll move mountains. Oh, that is the places you'll go.
Yep.
True.
Boom. We didn't
I know
even need to
that.
read those. That is just
I read
how
that
good
one a
we
lot
are.
as a child.
Yeah, same.
Boom. We are
Crushing
the
it.
Lords.
Only missed one so far.
Yep. We are almost 100%. Look at me now. It's fun to have fun, but you have to know how.
Cat in the Hat.
Is that the Cat in the Hat?
That's the Cat in the Hat.
That's the Cat in the Hat then.
All right, Cat in the Hat.
You sound confident.
Woo! Mara knows what is up.
She does. Man, I'm impressed.
How many have we done?
A lot.
A lot, and we've only missed one.
Yeah.
One out of a lot.
I think you're a fool, laughed
Oh.
the sour kangaroo. That is either Thidwick the big-headed moose. There's a wocket in my pocket. Horton hears a who, or if I ran a zoo.
That is Horton Hears a Who. Because I remember that in the movie, that bitter kangaroo lady that
Oh,
was like
dude.
really snotty.
Oh, yes.
I hated.
I didn't
Really?
like her.
Yeah.
Why?
I could not stand that character. I don't know why.
I felt like she was complex.
I thought she was just a butt.
Same.
All right then. Well, we were correct, so.
Yes, we were.
Last
All
one.
right, last one. Stop telling such outlandish tales. Stop turning minnows into whales. That is either Mr. Brown can moo, can you? The Lorax, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, or and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street.
All right, it is not the Lorax.
It is not.
No.
I don't think it's one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
No.
Me
Okay.
neither.
So it's either A or D.
Yep. I haven't read either of them.
I haven't
Me
either.
neither.
We had
So-
Mulberry Street something, and what was the first one?
I don't know. It was something else, not Mulberry.
All right,
it was
all right.
Mr.
Oh,
Brown
wait.
can moo, can you?
Oh, okay.
I think that would be
I feel like maybe that's.
What?
Yes.
We got it right.
You got it right.
We,
didn't
I'm not
guess,
knowing
but
was
we
right.
We
didn't guess.
We did not
We
guess.
just asked what we guessed when we did not, in fact, guess. So
Yes.
we
So what
are
is our
gonna-
guess?
Yeah.
Should we go with the first one? Because
Yes.
that one,
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Let's
something
just
Mr.
go
Brown
with
would
A.
do.
Mr. Brown can moo, can you? Oh,
Eh.
that
Ah,
was the last one.
Cries.
bummer. Gosh,
It was Mulberry Street.
are these like obscure ones?
I've never heard
I've
of
never
that
Because I've
one.
never heard of
one.
them. Yeah.
I've heard of
They
the
were
first
just
one. I
not
just never read it.
seriously in
Yeah.
intelligence.
Hmm.
That's not how you say that.
Sue Select.
Yes, Sue Select.
All right, we are wrapping it up. We are going to move on. Thank you, Mara, for coming and being. You got that one.
Thank
You
you.
were, yeah, we were on
Crushing it.
Yeah. All right.
Congratulations.
I will leave now.
Hello. Hi. What are you waiting for? What are you afraid of? You jump right in. Shooting video. You have a camera in your hand more than a book. Learn from my dad. He won't waste your time. Learn video production. My dad would teach you. You can do this.
Welcome back to Where on the Virtual Screen Am I? Not Scream, Screen. Where on the Virtual Screen Am I? And it is not actually that, as it says on the top of my paper. It's slightly offensive. It is actually will she or won't she? Thank you very much, production people. So we've got Michaela guessing this time because Bridget isn't here, so you are going to try to win honorary cooler host.
I'm going to try, yeah.
All right, all right. Are you
Keyword.
ready? Do you want to make like an initial guess?
I was going to say China, but that's not a city. How about Beijing?
No, that is not it.
All right.
It is the biggest tour destination in the country.
So it's like a capital of a place.
In its country, yeah.
Okay, so Paris.
No. It was the capital for almost 2 centuries.
Berlin.
No. Oh, you look so sad. Okay, it's the largest city in its country. Second largest city in its country.
Is it in the United States?
I can't answer that.
Dang it.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
going to go with New York.
No.
Bummer.
Residents, also known as, I'm not sure, I'm going to butcher this, Keikora might be named for a house or a fish.
What?
Carioca.
Carioca. Melbourne?
No, not Melbourne. Street art is perfectly legal here.
Quito.
No. I can't, the crossed eyes are throwing me off. All right. The city has 2 subway lines, 32 subway stations, and almost 400 bus lines and 3 airports.
Oh, snap. Richmond.
No. Nope. Sorry.
That's okay.
Has the oldest operating electronic tramway in the world.
Rome?
Nope. Alright, with 36 miles of bicycle paths, not bicycle paths, one of its nicknames is Biking City.
Brussels.
No. That's a good guess, though. That's really solid.
Biking, right?
Yeah. It is named for a river that doesn't even exist.
That's super helpful. Hong Kong?
No.
I don't know why that's a river.
Luigi is having a blast. Alright, you've got one more. This is your last chance.
Okay.
A mythical jester named King Momo runs the city 5 days out of the year.
Cairo?
No, it is not Cairo. And I remain the cooler host. And we're just gonna let's see. How do we do this? Should I just tell you, or should I force you to guess sounds like and such? I think you're gonna get it. I'm gonna give you the first little bit.
Okay.
Rhymes with Mio.
No.
Second bit rhymes with Lee.
Wait, the first half of the word?
There are 3 words.
That would have been good to know.
Lee.
Meoli?
Mio.
I have no idea.
River. Think of rivers. Think large parties. Large parties. Carnival.
I don't know.
It's Rio de Janeiro.
Are you serious? Oh. Yeah, I would never have gotten
Okay,
that.
well, you know.
Good to know.
It's good. I mean, I'm quite pleased you didn't guess it. I mean, I get to stay cooler host.
Well, yes.
All right, so
not that I
let's
was really threatening your throne, but
you know, it's good anyway. All right, nerdy tie-ins. Rio de Janeiro hosted the world's largest soccer game. Its nickname is Cide Marvelosa, Marvelous City. It will host the 2016 Olympic Games. Shots in Breaking Dawn from Twilight were shot in Rio. A whole block was even rented out to do the scenes. 2008 Incredible Hulk is seen trying to cope with his new alter ego of Hulk in Rio. Hulk. It's like weirdly capitalized on my sheet. I wasn't sure. In Fast 5, some of the really intense car scenes took place in Rio. Samba School begins preparing for the festival in either September or October, while it actually begins in February. Wow. It has been labeled as the carnival capital of the world. Same carnival take place in different towns all over the country. That's grammar for you. Jardin Botanica, home to more than 6,500 species of flora, is distributed. That's distributed to an area of 54 hectares, which I'm not sure how big a hectare is. Hectares. Sugarloaf Mountain has also made star appearances in movies such as James Bond's Moonraker. It's 2 mountain in the shape of a sugar loaf that you can go up and see on a cable car. It has more than 50 kilometers of beaches. And that's Rio de Janeiro for you.
I was kind of close with Quito in
Yeah.
Ecuador.
Yeah, you were recently close with Quito. All right,
That's as close as I got.
we are moving on. Squee will be on next.
I feel honored to share my experience here in Emily Griffith. College life is always the best part of our lives, right? Hi, my name is Nuvian Agnesia. I graduate from bookkeeping program. I see the bookkeeping is one of the field that you can work in any company. I choose Emily Griffith because Emily Griffith definitely is one of the best school in town.
What does that mean?
Lina is one of the great instructor. I just love her. She's amazing, and then she's like a really passionate instructor.
So what we need to do is sort of draw it out.
I think she's one of the best. I never take notes. My advice for every student, just take notes. Emily Griffith has given me great opportunity.
Welcome, welcome back. We are here with Squee from the Denver Public Library. Squee is awesome. This is the first guest I've actually known before they came on the show. Squee is cool. Squee hosts Girls Who Code. I should know the name. I'm in the program. Squee is awesome. So we are going to start out with, what is your nerd cred, Squee?
You know, I've thought long and hard about this, and I honestly think that I need to ask my D&D characters
You know?
what they think my nerd cred is.
Good.
I can't do it myself.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, well, you teach a coding class. That's
So
pretty
that's-
nerdy.
Yeah,
Right.
yes. I think that there are many elements, but the primary one is probably, I think my primary nerd cred goes to D&D,
That's fair.
goes to rolling D20s on a Saturday night.
Are you going to be attending the Magic the Gathering movie?
No, magic isn't really my jam,
Okay.
unfortunately.
fair.
No.
Yeah.
That is fair.
That's like a typical crossover, but I can respect the difference. You know?
All right, can you explain the joke that we put up in the intro?
Yes, I can. Next question, please.
Would you please explain it for us?
So binary, when we talk about numbers, we're usually talking in base 10 because 10 fingers makes it really easy for us to count. In binary, there's only 2 numbers involved, 0 and 1. So to go above counting to 1, you actually have to add in the second numeral to it. So when we go above 1 through 9, we end up adding a second digit, right, to make it 10. So we have 10, backwards, 10. Oh my God, whatever. So we have 10. Doing the same thing in binary, we can't go beyond 1 without adding a second numeral to
Okay.
it. So 2 would be 1, 0. There are 2 types of people in the world.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I got that. All right, so since I am so ignorant, tell us about Girls Who Code.
So Girls Who Code is an after-school program for girls who want to learn how to code, learn how what coding is, learn various nerd technologies.
Yeah.
So we spend a fair amount of time learning Python, focusing on logical interactions in a computer and how you get the computer to do what you want it to do. We take a break and do some random robotics or whatever fun field trip we want to do for the day, and then go back and finish off with coding. So mostly just hanging out, eating snacks, and playing on computers.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's pretty neat, I can attest.
Yeah, it does sound pretty neat. What else nerdy things happen at the Denver Public Libraries?
Well, we have our Idea Lab. So Idea Lab is our makerspace. We have a recording studio, several 3D printers. We have the entire Adobe Creative Suite on several of our computers. And we offer a series of other programs around that. So actually this afternoon, we have an RPG game maker event that's happening for kids who have created video games, and they're doing a video game off, and we have a prize for the winning kid there. And then we also have Saturday Code Club, so from 1 to 3 every Saturday, we offer coding programs. Next month, April, is going to be on robotics, so putting together robots, simple robots, but looking at how logic and circuits work in robots.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Will they get to play with that neat little orb we got to play with in Girls Who Code?
Sphero?
Sphero.
Yeah, I think I am going to do one small side program on Sphero, but we're going to play with the Cubelets. We're going to play with Moss. And I think at the end of the month, I haven't finished actually deciding what I want to do for the end of the month. I'm really good at my job. But I think I'm going to do something with Arduino for the end of the month. And so like actually starting to take it from simple robotics into like circuitry.
That's cool.
Arduino is pretty cool. That was a pretty cool thing that we did.
Yeah.
So how do you think Girls Who Code has affected young girls who are interested in the field?
I think one of the biggest problems with looking at careers is actually having access and actually being able to envision yourself in a field. And so going in and finding out whether or not you have a talent and if it's something that excites you early on can get people pushed into a field that they may not otherwise feel like they have a capacity for or have an ability to go into. And I think that it gets young girls to start thinking logically through how problems are addressed, right? And like how you can break things down into smaller pieces and then put them back together again. And then generally just computer confidence.
Yeah.
Always important. I can agree with everything said. How do you think things would have changed if this program would have been introduced like sooner? Like, what do you think that would have had an impact, or
like when I was a wee lass?
Yes, of course.
I think that I don't have a really good answer for this. I think that the biggest thing is we would have greater access to incredible minds across the world that we currently don't, because we haven't been encouraging girls to go into fields that are actually like mathematically challenging. So yeah, we see we tend to encourage women and girls into fields that are nurturing and caretaking. And if we were to push girls into scientific fields, into mathematical fields, I think that there would be a whole expansion upon the industry of what kind of services we can provide to people and how we can help people, and generally how we interact with the world, especially using technology as much as we do.
Yeah, of course. What is the hardest thing about coding?
Breaking things down into their tiniest, smallest bits, and then being comfortable with being wrong. I can't tell you the number of times I've put together something and been like, this will save me all the time in the world. I shall have new jobs now. And then something goes wrong. First time you go to deploy it, and you're like, what? But I fixed that. Why you do that? And computers don't argue very well with you. No. Computers just say, yeah, I did exactly what you told me to do. I did it really well. You're like, but I need you to
do it this way.
So you can't apply your logic to a computer. You can only apply its logic, which is a little frustrating.
Yeah,
definitely. All right, we are moving on, and you are going to show us some binary.
Yes.
All right, well, stay with us. We'll be heading over to the other set. Squee, you stay with us as well.
Oh, man. I hate.
This is a truly amazing place.
Adam Blue, co-founder of the website LinkedIn, is talking about Emily Griffith Technical College.
And I think there's a story that they tell here, which is exactly the story that we are trying to tell.
Let's see, look at their profile. And that story is a brand new job initiative website called Skillful.
Skillful has something for everyone, wherever they are in their job search. It brings together job seekers, employers, and educators. It's very dynamic and inclusive.
In today's job market, employers are often looking for a specific set of skills, and finding those specific set of job seekers can be challenging.
I go around the state and I talk to a lot of business employers. And you know the one thing that they tell me consistently? I want to grow my company. My company's ready to grow, but I can't find skilled workers. This is a solution. This is a huge solution.
Governor Hickenlooper breaks it down on how Skillful can help.
In a very real way, employers are going to be able to communicate directly, or much more directly than to people that they're interested in maybe hiring. Job seekers are going to be able to see exactly if they have the skills that employers are looking for, and if not, where can they go to earn the skills so that they will be the desired applicant for a specific job.
In IT or manufacturing.
And that's where Emily Griffith Technical College steps in.
The people that put on this event from the Markle Foundation and LinkedIn said, wow, couldn't ask for a better setting and backdrop to really highlight the effort we want to address with the middle skills gaps. that they talked about this morning, and the fact that 47% of all jobs are requiring these middle skills. So it gives us an opportunity to showcase not only the college, selfishly, but also to really showcase the efforts and what they want to try and accomplish.
How about from a student's perspective?
For skillful, you can easily type in like a keyword. The programming language that I'm learning is called Swift. I just had to type in Swift, and there's all the jobs in Colorado for Swift developers, and it was really easy to use, and I felt it was very user-friendly.
From the looks of the crowd, Skillful and Emily Griffith Technical College are a great match for job seekers and the training they need.
Hello, hello.
Yes, welcome to our other set, where Squee will show us a demo on how to binary.
Do some binary.
How to
You can
binary.
tell what, just to give you like the ambiance lighting, we've got matrix code in the back. So
Yes, it's pretty great.
It's high tech.
Yep.
Up in here, y'all.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So binary.
Yes.
We started talking about it a moment ago on Ye Old Other Set. Before we can talk about binary code, so how a computer stores information, we first have to talk about what binary is. Binary is ones and zeros. It's either a 1 or a 0, so it's a 2-number based system. How do we get more information out of it? By adding new digits onto the number, adding more 1s and 0s onto the number until you expand it out. So when you're looking at binary, being able to count to 2, 3, 4, you're continuing to add more 1s and 0s. So if you have a 0, well, that's a 0. If you have a 1, that's 1. But then how do you get to 2? Well, you actually make it 1, 0. Well, then what would be 3? Guesses?
1, 1.
1, 1, right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Crushed it.
Well, then what would 4 be?
1, 1, 0.
Not quite.
1, 0, 1, 0.
1, 0, 1.
We'll just keep trying. Guys.
One.
Yeah, it's 1, 0, 0.
Oh.
So the way that you want to look at binary, can we show my computer screen really quick? All right. So the way that you look at binary is each field or each number has its own place on it. So you start out with a 0, and the total is going to be 0, right? If you have a 0 there. If I turn on the first number, now my total is 1. When I turn on the second number, so I turn this off, turn this back on, my second number makes it 2.
Gotcha.
When I turn on the first number again, so now my code is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. It's 3. Well, now I need to go to 4. I need to turn those off and have that be on. So 100, what we would look at as 100 or 100 would be 4. Okay, so the way that this works, can we come back to me? The way that this ends up working is adding new digits to be able to increase your sequence. So why is a computer using binary to store information? Why don't we just go with numbers? It actually stores more information in a smaller amount of space. Now, if you're saying 2 and you have to write down 1, 0, that may not look quite the same way. But when we're looking at really large pieces of information and really large numbers, it actually is a smaller way of doing it. So hold up your hands. All right. We're going to call that 0, right?
Okay.
What would you do to show the number 1? Yeah. So what we're doing is effectively turning on and off our fingers. We're saying 1. Well, now we need to go to 2. We're going to go thumb rather than middle finger on that one, just for offensive sake. All right. So actually, let's do this. This is 0. This is 1. Okay. Well, if I bring that back in, that's going to be 2. So I'm still just using one finger at a time, and I'm counting higher. Well, what would we do to make it 3?
We'd put the next finger.
What? Oh my God.
We're not.
All right, now we're going to 4.
Addition.
All right.
A.
All right, so we're going to 4. 4 happens. All right. And then we go to 5, right? So 5 is going to be your first digit and your 4 digit. So we continue adding up along this process. So to go to 6, go to 7. So we're continuing to add more numbers as we go along, and you add more digits to be able to increase that value, to be able to increase the number that you're looking at. The benefit to this, yes, this allows us to store more information in a smaller amount of space, but the bigger benefit is it becomes effectively an on-off switch. We can turn on and off various logics. So logic, is this true or is this false? Well, on and off equates to the same thing. Is it true or is it false? Now we have a logical way of looking at information on the page. Is this feature touching this feature? So when we look at this in Python, right, when you guys are coding in Girls Who Code, we'll ask, is this sprite, is this character touching the door? If it's touching the door, make a knock-knock sound, right? So now we have logic. Now we can have the computer say, oh, this is true, therefore I'm going to do this action. Or this is false, and I'm going to do this action. And we've incorporated into numerical values a logic circuit, a logic process.
Cool.
Pretty neat, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the difference between, or what binary is just a way of counting. What binary code is a way of programming language, or a way of programming computers. When we look at your keyboard, actually, let me back up a little bit. What do you call a single, in binary code, what do you call a single numerical value?
Digit. No.
Kind of, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is a binary digit, except we shorten that down to bit.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you guys have heard the term byte, right? What is a byte?
A bit of data, or like a measurement of data.
How many bits, do you know?
No idea.
It is 8 bits of data. So 8 bits forms up to make a byte of data, and that's 8 zeros or 8 ones or some combination of zeros and ones to make a byte. Side note, 4 bits is called a nibble because we're hilarious.
I like that.
Right?
That's good, yeah.
That's good. All right, so we have 8 bits of data that form a byte, that form a single character, let's say, on your keyboard. So when we're looking at 8 bits of data, can we turn back on my computer again? So when we're looking at 8 bits of data, we can have this many values. If I turn on all of the ones, I can have up to 255 different values that happen there, right?
Cool.
Well, when you're looking at your keyboard, we don't have 255 different keys. So why do we have 8 bits in a byte? Guesses? Well, we have the 26 alphabetical characters, right? So A through Z. But we also have the capitals, right? Then we have our numbers, 1 through 0. What we end up being able to do by using binary is we can assign values to the various keystrokes that you are adding into your computer that you're using to create text on a page, to be able to create the actual code that you're writing. The first 5 characters, so where on my screen we were seeing 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16, is what we usually use to define letters, for example. So if we're looking at the letter A, we would define it with 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, right? So first character in an alphabet. The way that we determine the difference between a lowercase and a capital A is going to be whether, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's something like 0, 1, 1 is an uppercase A and 0, 1, 0 is a lowercase a.
Gotcha.
So this allows the character, your computer, to use binary to write down that this is the letter A. All right, cool. So at this point, are you guys bored yet?
Not at all.
Okay.
No.
So at this point, what we have is a numerical way of talking about text, right? Of writing this information into our computer. So how do we actually incorporate this into something like, I don't know, email, right? Okay. What allows you to access the internet on your computers at home?
All I know is the modem, but we are slowly running out of time.
Okay.
I'm so sorry to cut you off. This is very interesting and very important if you're doing anything with computers. But we are Nerd Necessities Network. Check us out on Facebook or on the YouTube. On the YouTube or the Twitter.
That too.
Or the
All
TV.
the social medias.
If you have that still. Thank you very much,
guys for
Squee.
watching.
Thank you for teaching us. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
watching. Bye. You can meet Squee at the library. And woo!
It's dance time.
It is.
It is
No,
dance
we
time.
are.